This city has so much potential and so much opportunity to offer people. I really want to do my part to help make it a better place.
Everything we rely on comes from our environment.
I'm a father and a husband, and I want to leave the water, the soil, and the air clean for my children.
The scientific fact is that to have a healthy society and a healthy economy, we need to have a healthy environment.
EarthCare's main priority is the environment. And the environment's so important because we all depend on it. We all need healthy water, food, air, and a healthy neighborhood. Without these things, we cannot build a strong economy and a strong society.
It's difficult to put into words how important this work is.
So we need to make deeper, more meaningful change in our community, more than just the little incremental pieces. Things like cycling to work and recycling and composting, these are incredibly important lifestyle habits. But at the core, the deeper level of change happens when we bring people together who shift the status quo and change the policies of how we do life together and how we build our communities.
EarthCare is about working together, building strong partnerships around a common vision, and to change the policies that shape our city and ultimately our lives.
Together, citizens, community groups, businesses, stakeholders work with the city to make sure that Thunder Bay is more sustainable, pollution-free, and climate safe.
I want to make sure that I leave the earth a better place than when I arrived. I just want to make sure that I'm doing my part to keep our environment happy and healthy.
My name is Todd Randall. I am the chair of the EarthCare Land Use Planning Working Group. My interest in land use planning in Thunder Bay relates to my overall interest in urban geography and metrics of urban sustainability. For this year, we've identified a number of projects that we'd like to tackle. We're hoping to develop a metric to look at how land use has changed in the downtown since 2010. In addition, the Land Use Planning Working Group has identified education, getting some messaging out to the public in a variety of different ways about what the committee is doing and why land use planning is of importance to them. A final project for this year involves the engagement of students at college or university who may be undertaking projects that could then fulfill some of the objectives within the sustainability plan.
I lived in a house in Dawson Street that had single pane windows, no insulation in the walls, and it was cold. Now the kicker is that house is still there and it's still got people in it, and I don't know what it's like. Have they insulated it or what have they done to it? There are lots of these houses around, so about 20,000 homes right now need upgrading. What we're going to do is run a pilot project. We send out questionnaires to the people owning those houses and ask them, what do you want to improve? What do you think is wrong with your house? What could be done to make it better, to make them more efficient?
My first awareness of environmental issues was in grade 5. The teacher showed us a film about pollution, and from that time on I tried not to be wasteful. The goal of the Energy Working Group is to reduce energy use 20% by 2020 from 2009 levels. At the moment, the group is concentrating on home energy efficiency. We're going to be giving away 5 free home energy evaluations. We will also be keeping the community more informed about community energy use and if we are on track in meeting our goal for 2020.
My name is Gail Willis, and I am the chair of the Water Working Group for EarthCare. The Water Working Group, there's so many different projects that we're working on. Some of them, the ones that come to mind are the McVicker Creek Restoration Plan. In that plan, there was several low-impact development sites, basically for water quality. We want to make sure that any stormwater runoff is clean before it gets into the sewers and ultimately into Lake Superior. Another project on the go is the Thunder Bay North Harbor project. In the North Harbor, there is mercury-contaminated sediment that needs to be removed or capped. So we're looking at different options for that work to happen in the next several years.
Well, I grew up in Thunder Bay, and when I was growing up, we ordinarily didn't see the waterfront all summer because of clouds of grain dust. And environmental contaminants were way more visible in general then. But in recent years, there have been many technological advances and even some legislation that improve air quality. We have initiatives based on controlling exposure to fragrances in indoor environments. radon gas, and in outdoor environments, controlling exposure to vehicle exhaust through anti-idling policies. So this coming year, the Air Working Group's goal is to provide information and resources to the community so that they can make environmentally responsible choices when it comes to air quality.
There's definitely a need for more diversion programs here in Thunder Bay. One of the barriers behind people actually participating is that they just don't know about them or they don't understand. This year we're really hoping to run a variety of workshops on some of the diversion programs like composting, like the battery recycling program, and making sure that people understand how they work so that they can get involved.
I think that people can really resonate with apple trees and other fruit trees and the connection you get from having food produced in your front yard. With the Community Greening Working Group, we have a few main projects on the go this coming year. Our first fairly big one that we're assisting the city with in terms of advocacy and helping organize the planning of the program is a private tree planting program along our main image routes and our main corridors of the city. Our other main projects are to produce an educational brochure for our residents to learn more about biodiversity and ecosystem importance.
What this group does that I'm not able to do on my own as mobility coordinator is bring together transit and the health unit to address the broader issues of mobility. So Transit's working on creating really nice major transit hubs and improving customer amenities. The walking group is looking at getting Thunder Bay to have a walk-friendly designation so that we are officially a walk-friendly city. And in terms of cycling, what we're going to be introducing in 2015 is Thunder Bay's first protected bike lane. So that's a bike lane that actually has protected barriers so that people can feel protected as they're biking along the road.
I think food is such a great connector. It connects people because everyone eats and everyone has a story to tell about food or has some connection to food. So in 2015, the Food Working Group has a number of projects. One of the big ones is working with the city on a procurement project where we're looking at institutional buying of local food and how to get more local food into these institutions like daycares and long-term care. Another one that I'm excited about, and we'll see where it goes, we're still in the very initial stages, but looking at access in neighborhoods to fresh food. We're either going to look at bringing food to them or ways of getting them to the food a little bit easier.
Climate adaptation is a really interesting topic. It brings together the natural environment that we don't really have control over with an urban environment and planning of cities. In 2015, the focus is going to be on creating a climate adaptation strategy for the city of Thunder Bay. We're also going to work on increasing awareness and how to build resilience, both in the city of Thunder Bay and for people at home.
EarthCare is about bringing people together
to make sure that Thunder Bay is more sustainable, pollution-free, and climate safe.